Hi. Yeah, I sadly delayed the first video I was doing. I don't mean the first video on my channel, but like the first video that I prepared. So I have to redo it all over again. But I think this is not a big problem. So yeah, this is my first update. How far I am with my story I'm working currently on. So yeah, at the moment, um, like I have two chapters right now, and with that I don't mean like fully drawn chapters. I mean like I've written down the most important things that happen in those two chapters. I already know the whole story, but I want to know how many chapters I actually need to tell the story, you know? And yeah, before that, I already had one story that had like 9 chapters and another story that had like 18 chapters. The problem is that those stories were too long because my current goal at the moment is to write a story that has only 3 volumes. And there's a reason for this. As you may know, I'm living in Germany and I want to send my manga to a German publisher or my manga idea. I don't send a whole manga to the publisher, but like a concept. And the thing is that if you are not really that known, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but how I understand it is that I want to know if you are like not giving up, and if you like it's good if you start with something small to figure out if this is actually something you want to do your whole life, you know. And also, I'm not a really well-known artist, like there are some artists who are, the publisher already knows a little, they get the opportunity to do more volumes than just 3 sometimes. It's actually a certain publisher I want to send my story to. It is called Ultraverse, and yeah, I already asked them actually like how many volumes I can do, and they told me like they don't have anything against 5 volumes if the story is really interesting to them, but they prefer like if I start off with 3 volumes just to get into the workflow and everything, and I totally get that. So at first I was working on the story and I was like, well, I don't care how long the story will be. And when it's a good story, it still could be successful. But when I have a better idea that is shorter, I'm gonna work on this one. And right now I have a certain idea that is just not just at the moment it is 2 chapters long, but it is of course more than 2 chapters. But it could be maybe just 2 volumes, what would be pretty dope. But I'm not 100% sure. I will see. Because this is my struggle. It's really, really hard for me to make a short story, because I always have so many ideas that I could put into the work and everything that it always becomes longer. But I think this is kind of a challenge I'm approaching right now, and I hope I am successful in it. And all the stories, like also the stories before, I want to tell one day. It's not like they are too long and I'm like, well, screw that shit. No, it's not like that. I'm sorry, and they are all playing in the same universe. And yeah, one day I hope I can tell those stories as well when already some stories are successful and I don't know the right word. There's a word in my mind. I don't know, but like when the one story I tell is already known and everything, then I maybe can add some new story parts to it. We will see. Yeah, this is what I'm working on right now, and when I'm finished with that, I'm gonna write the dialogues, because I just want to make sure that everything fits. I have sometimes some dialogues already in my mind and I'm writing them down, obviously. And I had one situation where I was basically sitting like 1.5 hours on one fucking sentence. And you know what? Because it was a joke. And jokes are fucking important to me. And there are jokes that just flow into my mind and I write them down. But there are also jokes where I have to think sometimes what the joke could be. Because sometimes certain situations just feel like, okay, now it's time for a joke. You know, I don't talk about traumatic situations because this is a thing you can also destroy the atmosphere with throwing in a joke with no fucking reason. But in this time, in this moment, it was right to tell a joke. So I was sitting there like 1.5 hours just thinking about what the character could say funny. Yeah. This is how I work. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Yeah, when I'm done with that, I'm gonna prepare my portfolio. No, I first gonna draw stuff because I'm gonna work on my fundamentals because I really have to work on them. I really have to practice them. I'm gonna talk about this more in another video probably. But yeah, this is basically it, and I hope that you are interested and you have a nice day and everything. Yeah, that was everything basically. Next week there will be a new update about my story. I'm not gonna tell you the story, of course not, but I'm gonna figure out how to make this journey interesting. I think there will always come up something new that is worth it to talk about. So yeah, see you in the next video, and goodbye!